Imagine, somewhere in the world, people who move not like the rest of us, but on all fours. For centuries, no one knew about them. Until the early 2000s, their lives remained hidden, waiting to be discovered. This unusual way of moving wasn't a choice they picked up later in life. It was how they had walked since childhood. But why would a family grow up walking like this? Was it simply a physical limitation, or could it reveal something far more profound about human history? In 2007, researchers began documenting the story. These individuals could not stand and walk properly on two legs. When they tried, it caused them severe pain, almost like torture. The rest of their family members lived normally, but several of the siblings struggled with balance and coordination so deeply that upright walking seemed impossible. This unusual way of moving led to many complications. Their palms, constantly in contact with the ground, became sore and painful. Their feet, bent unnaturally with each step, developed swollen joints and deformities over time. Alongside these physical challenges, many of them also lived with cognitive impairments, raising new questions. Did their mental challenges cause them to walk this way? Or did walking on all fours feel like a natural adaptation to their condition? The story first came to light after Turkish scientists published a paper describing a family in a remote village. The most striking detail was not hidden in the background. It was the way some of them walked, just like quadrupeds. To many, this comparison felt harsh, yet it was the clearest way to describe what was happening. Strangely, the paper did not focus much on the most extraordinary aspect, the reason behind their movement. When a British professor, Nicholas Humphrey, read the report, he was stunned. Such a case had never been described in the scientific literature. Driven by curiosity, he and his colleagues traveled to Turkey to meet this extraordinary family in person. From a distance, one of the siblings looked like someone staggering under the influence. But as he approached, it became clear that he was one of the less severely affected family members, still struggling, but capable of partially rising. Others were not as fortunate. Hussein, for example, had spent nearly 3 decades unable to stand upright. The family had 5 children who all experienced extreme difficulty with balance and motor control. Since they had never been able to stand, they adapted entirely to quadrupedal movement. Some even wore slippers or makeshift gloves on their hands since their palms functioned as much as their feet. This raised a haunting question. Was this simply their choice, or did their bodies prevent them from ever standing tall? Could the answer lie deep in human evolution? Some researchers speculated that this family represented a living window into our distant past, a possible echo of how early humans might have moved before learning to walk upright. Evolutionary theory suggests that our ancestors may have walked in a manner similar to primates until eventually standing tall. To some, this family seemed like proof of that ancient connection, but this interpretation was quickly challenged. Evidence from fossilized footprints in Tanzania, over 3 million years old, clearly shows that even ancient human ancestors walked upright. Humans from the earliest records have been bipedal. So how could this family's condition be explained? Closer investigation revealed a neurological clue. Brain scans showed that the affected siblings all shared shrinkage in the cerebellum, the part of the brain responsible for coordination and balance. Yet even this didn't fully explain the story. There are many cases of people with cerebellar damage who still walk upright. Researchers realized the truth might be a mixture of genetics and environment. Some scientists believed it was caused by a genetic mutation passed through the family line. Others argued that a lack of proper therapy and early support forced the children to adapt to moving on all fours. If guided with physiotherapy and mobility aids during childhood, they might have learned to walk upright despite their condition. Eventually, specialists provided the family with walkers and exercise equipment. Gradually, some of the siblings began to try to stand upright. Their joy was palpable. For the first time, they were being given the chance to stand, like all of us. But for others, years of adaptation made change nearly impossible. They might spend their entire lives walking differently. This might not be their own choice, but a consequence of circumstances. This remarkable story teaches us something deeper. It demonstrates the resilience of the human body in adapting to challenges, but it also reflects the consequences of neglect. These individuals never chose to live this way. With support, their lives could have been different. For some, there was hope even later in life. For others, that chance had long since passed. And so, the family walking on all fours remains both a mystery and a lesson, a reminder of how fragile yet adaptable humanity is. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. That's it for today. See you in the next video.